I just woke up. But you know what never sleeps? The weather. Obviously, duh. Obviously, duh. You know what never sleeps? The weather. Wake up. Wake up and rage. We've got enhanced risk for severe thunderstorms across much of Iowa, with slight risk extending down the map towards Oklahoma and the Texas panhandles today and tonight. The next round of strong to severe thunderstorms is forecast for the northern plains on Saturday night into Sunday morning. And heat is building in the central plains in general as cool and unsettled weather spreads into the Pacific Northwest and northern Rockies. Southwest looks fine. Southeast looks good. New England getting some pee. Temperatures for the East Coast, we've got 60s for New England, spreading to 70s for the Mid-Atlantic, and 80s and 90s for the Southeast. Midwesty poos, you're warm with 69 nice by the lakes, but quickly turning into 70s and rising into the high 70s, and that continues and warms into the 80s around the Gulf. Plainsy poos, it's hot. Hottest spot we're seeing is around the panhandles at 98, and then 90s for the rest of Texas and parts surrounding in the 90s and high 80s. Mountain states, we're a little cooler up top with 50s and 60s and 70s, just depending on exact location and elevation. That continues down into the southwest where it turns into the 80s instead. And then right down by the border gets even hotter, 90s, high 90s, maybe hotter. West Coasties, we've got very temperate in the north with 50s for the Puget Sound. The rest of Washington and Oregon seeing 60s and maybe low 70s. 89, 72 for NorCal, 90 to 69, nice for SoCal. McMurdo Station on the Ross Sea in Antarctica sitting at negative 9 degrees Fahrenheit with winds from south-southeast at 18 miles per hour, gusts up to 28. Puerto Rico looking at some heat advisories, potential for flooding here and there, winds moderate for both of those, a little higher for, or elevated for heat Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then marine conditions to be a little more elevated for Sunday, Monday as well, with rip currents at the moderate level all weekend. Daytime high temperatures for Puerto Rico, 88, 91 in the north, 83 in the east, 88 in the south, 91 in the west, 79 for the interior, 88 to 90 for the U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Croix and surrounding waters at 83. Alaska, the pee has dried up on you. I'm not seeing as much going on right now. Daytime highs for the Arctic Circle, 27, 28, 32. As we move down into the interior of the state, it gets as high as 65 for some parts, but largely on the coastlines, we're seeing high 30s into the high 40s, and then 45, 43 for the Aleutians, 47, 48 near Anchorage, and 47 for the Panhandlers. Hawaii, you have some slight marine warnings around many of the islands. Check your local conditions before doing any boating, and special weather advisory of periods of light ashfall possible from Kilauea volcano are expected. Again, check your local conditions and be aware of the atmospheric conditions. Daytime high temperatures for the island chain in the mid to high 70s to low 80s for most areas, popping into the mid 80s in some parts. All right, have a really good day. Bye. Send you cookies.